And then you look at BlackRock. I mean, they're artificially inflating the prices of houses. You see they were on both sides of the lawsuit with Dominion and Fox News. So basically, they pay themselves out. So where does BlackRock come into connection with Tucker Carlson, in your opinion, James?
Well, I mean, according to the data, BlackRock owns a significant portion. I think it's 18%. Is it 18% of Fox Corporation?
I think they're the largest independent owner. I think that's not I believe so.
You actually look at the owners of Fox, and you look at the owners of Pfizer, or the equity largest stake in these two companies. It like mirrors each other, and Vanguard and BlackRock are near the top. So most people don't realize, or people are starting to realize, just how powerful these companies are. I looked at literally Pfizer and Fox next to each other. It's remarkable. And actually today, Google, if you Google my name in this video has tens of millions of views on Twitter. It's trending on Twitter. You can't find it on Google. And
no, they got it. Yeah, so in the search results, it will not come up, huh?
You have to go like multiple pages in. You have to scroll through all this weird stuff about me from like February. And I looked up who owns Google, and 6.5% of Google is BlackRock. Like 45 billion out of a 1.5 trillion dollar market cap. 45 billion.
And then in that video, you talk about how, or the guy talks about, the BlackRock employee, how they can buy politicians for $10,000. And I know that to be the case. Like, I just feel like these politicians, it really doesn't even cost that much money to buy these politicians, don't you think? I mean,
no.
Yeah, you think it costs $500,000. It's like 10 grand. You own them.
He also says, this is Serge Varley in the video. He says that whoever wins, I'm in their pocket. Senators are really cheap. So yeah, it's not shocking to people like you and I guess, but I think it's going to wake up a lot of people. It's literally like a comedy sketch writer writing what a BlackRock recruiter would say. It's remarkable, and it's inspiring other people. Like, we've had today multiple other sources inside BlackRock contact us. So that's really inspiring. People think this doesn't matter. Like, who cares? You catch them on tape. Nothing ever happens to these people. You hear it all the time. But the real kicker is that when we do these things, it inspires other people to come to us, which sort of creates a kinetic, momentum that leads to the next video.
And I've seen you, the way you treat your whistleblowers. You treat them with such respect. I mean, just the interactions that I've seen you, interact with them. But why aren't more whistleblowers going to come out? Is it because they're worried about their career, or I guess what makes a good whistleblower? Are they just tired of the nefarious things they're doing, and they feel like it's a guilt thing? Like, maybe if I blow the whistle, it'll take the guilt off me. Like, what turns a person that goes from being a normal company employee to a whistleblower, in your opinion?
Well, it's like in the last week, Dan Ellsberg died. He was the most famous whistleblower of the 20th century, and as the Pentagon Papers guy, he was 92 years old. He was arrested. I mean, to do this, you have to have a little bit of a screw loose. And you have to be extremely passionate about what it is you're exposing, because you're going to experience pain and sacrifice. I mean, in the 20th century, you'd lose everything. You get divorced, you'd lose your house. I think these days, more and more people have a conscience, and they're following their conscience. So it's more common than it used to be. But I would say what Ellsberg said about whistleblowing is that it was sort of like you remove your umbilical cord from the mothership. Like, you're an astronaut just free floating out in in space. And you're kind of the scapegoat. You know too much, and you're kind of this independent person on the frontier. So it's a really kind of spiritual experience for people, and there aren't a lot of places for these people to go. Like, they obviously can't go to the New York Times. They can't go even to the media. Like, the Pfizer whistleblower that worked with me, one of the two people, actually, here's a quick story. When we did that Pfizer story in February, the guy who recorded it now works for me.
Yeah.
The woman who substantiated it, a woman named Debbie Bernal, initially did not go public. But then when I was removed from my position at Project Veritas, she was inspired to go public by virtue of what happened to me. What a fascinating story. She was so inspired to go public by virtue of the fact that I was removed from the company after that story. What a remarkable story and a remarkable turn of events, but that kind of gives you a glimpse into whistleblowing.
No, you really are an inspiration. I don't want to just sit here and kiss your butt the whole time, but we need more independent people like you that are willing to take risks and actually expose these huge multinational corporations. And you're probably right. You're like most people, they're worried about their everyday lives. They're probably not going to get dialed into, you know, the illegal, nefarious deals of Blackrock. But if anybody becomes more aware, it's successful. I mean, the fact that you're waking up anybody to this, obviously you're not going to wake up everybody because they just want to be, you know, ignorance is bliss. But what you're doing is absolutely incredible. So what do you think the future is for just the nation or the world as a whole? Because I seem to... My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself